This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, an excavator is removing decade-old rubble from the Christchurch Cathedral, but its operator won't be found inside the cab. The government's Māori caucus visits Dunedin to announce what's in store for the health sector around whānau resilience. And winter workers are set to have a new place to rest their heads as a Wanaka backpackers is revived. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. A game-changing operation has begun inside the Christchurch Cathedral rebuild site. A remotely operated excavator is working inside the hazardous environment in Cathedral Square. It's slowly removing tons of rubble and debris which have been lying inside the cathedral since the 2011 earthquake.
Gently does it. With only centimetres to spare on either side, this operator of a remotely controlled excavator carefully manoeuvres his 12-tonne machine as he delicately removes tons of debris and bird guano from the inside of the earthquake-ravaged Christchurch Cathedral. This remote setup allows the operator to work from a small porticom located just outside the main cathedral site in Christchurch's city centre. That ensures he's safely distanced from all the dangerous risks found inside the decades-old debris zone.
So what he can do is very carefully go through the rubble and the guano and everything that's inside and take it out, so we can go through it, we can find any heritage items that are in there. There's stained glass windows, there are stones from the buildings, and we have a number of other items that we are looking for. We will then take those, record them in an app. They will be cleaned, protected and reinstated in the building.
She says the use of the excavator is a game changer for the team.
It is a huge step forward, and this has enabled us to reduce the time it's going to take to stabilise the building, and that's key for us because once we've stabilised it, we can safely re-enter and we can start reinstating the building.
But for operator Vaughan Breen, the new work comes with a steep learning curve.
Done it line of sight quite a bit, but getting used to having not having your three-dimensional feel, just looking at a television, makes it a bit more challenging, just learning to judge things, but we're getting there.
Once the rubble is removed, it will be cleaned and sorted in preparation for its reassembly into the Christchurch Cathedral. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Southern hospitals are breathing a little easier as pressure reduces on their COVID-19 wards. Both Dunedin and Southland hospitals have been at or above capacity over the last few days. Dunedin Hospital had considered opening an overflow ward on Monday after reaching its limit of 24 patients. However, the pressure has eased, with the number of cases dropping to 14. The influx of patients came in part from an outbreak at Southland Hospital, which was already operating at full capacity. Omarama hospitals had 3 inpatients test positive for COVID-19, but Waitaki District Health Services say they can cope with the increase. The government's Māori caucus visited healthcare provider Te Kaika in Dunedin yesterday as part of a series of engagements in the city. Māori Development Minister Willie Jackson and Whānau Order Minister Penny Hanari keen to share positive news around boosts to the health sector.
It was a busy day in Dunedin on Tuesday for members of the government's Māori caucus. This visit to Ngāi Tahu-owned health provider Te Kaika was a chance to give more details about the additional health funding announced in last week's budget.
We're really proud in this year's budget to have secured $166 million for Whānau Order to, one, recognise the good work they've done through the pandemic, but more importantly, two, to secure the kaupapa moving forward. That's $40 million every year for the next 4 years, baselining the kaupapa of Whānau Order. So we're really proud of that announcement.
Dunedin's Te Kaika has played a key role in helping coordinate aspects of the city's COVID-19 vaccination and testing programs over the last 2 years. Caucus members met and chatted with the team at the Caversham-based healthcare provider. Māori Development Minister Willie Jackson letting Southerners know about significant funding they can now tap into.
Our Māori women are at the wrong end of every statistic, so we've got a really good package there, 26 million, to tautoko to support what's happening in the whānau ora space, but to get to communities.
The promised money is part of a wider 4-year, $166 million fund for schemes and programs to help Māori families recover following COVID-19. In Dunedin, The South Today.
Emergency services were called to a central Dunedin hotel this morning in response to an emergency incident. Police and Fire and Emergency New Zealand crews were called to Scenic Circle's Dunedin City Hotel on the corner of Dowling and Princess Streets around 9 a.m. An aerial truck and turntable ladder were used to remove a man in a Stokes basket through a window on the first floor of the hotel. A nearby resident told the ODT they heard an extremely loud bang, which sounded like something large hitting the ground. St John says the patient was taken to Dunedin Hospital in a critical condition. 3 fire appliances, 3 police cars and 3 St John vehicles attended the scene. There's good news for winter ski workers in central Otago. Safe and secure staff accommodation will be available for seasonal workers in Wanaka, with a former backpackers building offering beds for more than 200 people.
A new lease of life is being breathed into a Wanaka backpackers. Owner of the Bothy, Dave Brown, has seen firsthand the need for seasonal worker accommodation in the area. He's partnered with Cardrona Alpine Resort to lease the former base backpackers building, which has beds for more than 200 people. The businesses agreed lease terms this week, with refurbishments and alterations underway to meet tight deadlines.
So we're really excited. There's a big job on, but yeah, we're up for it, and hopefully it'll be finished in June. It'll be ready.
The project came about after base backpackers went out of business last year, leading to a shortage of worker accommodation. Brown says the Bothy will be serviced by backpacker employees who will live on site.
In the first instance, it will be Real New Zealand, Cardrona Treble Cone staff, but we kind of think that will kind of move forwards into allowing any sort of staff that's in town that's requiring accommodation.
Cardrona and Treble Cone experienced General Manager Laura Headley says the space is an exciting development. It'll relieve the pressure on short-term winter workers to find affordable housing, with the central Wanaka site handy to local shops and staff transport pickup locations. In Wanaka, The South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on The South Today. A Southland school is one of the first to get a slice of the government's $55 million boiler upgrades. And Sir Richard Hadley gets emotional at the official opening of a new Christchurch sports centre in his name.
OMG! John's done it again. For good quality furniture and beds at great prices for over 30 years, there's only one place to go. John's Furniture Warehouse. Whatever you need, John's got it in stock, ready to go. Plus, right now, get 36 months interest-free. OMG! John's done it again. John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street. And my mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Livingwell Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including indoor walks.
Spark your joy with jazz, the next generation from Honda.
No mai hoki mai, welcome back. Christchurch's next generation of cricketers have had their first look at the city's new indoor training facility. The Sir Richard Hadley Sports Centre was officially opened at Hagley Oval by an emotional Sir Richard, who took to the bowling crease after an absence of 20 years.
The covers have been lifted on Christchurch's first indoor cricket training facility since the Canterbury earthquakes. Excited young cricketers eagerly took to the nets as the Sir Richard Hadley Sports Centre was officially opened. The cricketing legend who the facility is named after, speaking to the crowd that helped bring the project to fruition.
For nearly 4 years, I've wanted to be here on opening day, and that day has finally arrived, thankfully. This was a project that's been very meaningful to me.
70-year-old Sir Richard Hadley has been battling cancer since 2018.
So really it's a gift, it's a legacy to the cricket, and I'm very pleased to be part of that.
The New Zealand cricket community helped raise more than $20 million for the indoor sports centre, which will help improve the skills of local players. Hadley says he's honoured the world-class facility bears his name.
I've been working hard on the project personally for about 4 years now. Well, it's been in the pipeline for a long time, part of the Hagley Cricket Precinct, and now it makes this ground complete.
The final piece of the ceremony involved Hadley bowling the first ball, with 13-year-old Kira Hartland from St Margaret's College chosen to face him. She admits she was very nervous walking to the crease to face the legendary New Zealand fast bowler, but she didn't miss her shot, Hadley signalling a boundary off his bowling. The team say $200,000 is still needed for fittings to complete the project, but they're confident of being able to reach the final target. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Wanaka Primary is one of the first schools in the country to benefit from a $55 million coal boiler replacement program. The school's old boiler has now been replaced with a new, more environmentally friendly wood pellet heating system.
Out with the old and in with the new. Waikaka School is deep in the heart of coal country, just an hour or so east of Ohai. Now it's ditched its long-serving coal-fired boiler and replacing it with a new modern one.
Before this we had a coal-fired boiler, so 2 years ago I think we were announced in the government's decarbonisation scheme to have our boiler replaced from the old fossil fuel to this new wood pellet boiler.
Principal Bronwyn McCall says it's a cleaner way of heating the school on many levels. They're no longer burning coal, and the ash from the pellet fire only needs to be emptied twice during winter, with the waste put to good use.
Because it's wood ash, we can put it straight on our garden, so it means that we're not producing waste and we can get rid of it in an environmentally friendly way.
During colder winters, water in the pipes at Waikaka School and other southern spots can freeze. This new system can be worked to keep water warm enough throughout the colder months, even when the school is unattended.
Especially during the school holidays, be able to kick in on its own to keep the school warm enough to stop the pipes from bursting.
McCall says the whole system can be controlled remotely by school staff using their smartphones or computers. In Waikaka, the South Today.
Every day, 71 New Zealanders are diagnosed with cancer. Everyone knows somebody affected by cancer and the toll this takes on them, their friends and their whānau. Now, a novel campaign from the Cancer Society is giving supporters the chance to experience the rush of jumping out of a plane from a great height while raising funds for a great cause. I'm one of those that took up the challenge, and yesterday myself and my radio colleague Damien Newell skydived out of a plane in Queenstown as part of Jump for Cancer. Our Central Otago South Today reporter Aaron Ross followed our journey.
Free falling for a good cause in Queenstown. Nerves were high on Tuesday afternoon for Dunedin Breakfast radio host Hannah Wilkins as she prepared to skydive from 12,000 feet. Her colleague Damien Newell also tackled the skydive after a $1,000 donation from Dunedin business John's Furniture Warehouse. The bold activity was part of an initiative called Jump for Cancer. It's a nationwide campaign by the Cancer Society, who've partnered with 9 skydive companies across the country for the fundraising effort. Wilkins says while the nerves were warranted, they don't compare to those fighting the deadly disease.
Nervous, obviously, but at the same time, I feel like because this is part of Jump for Cancer, I mean, how can you not? You know, 71 people are finding out today that they have cancer. So if I can jump out of a plane to make some kind of a difference, I'm okay with it.
Wilkins admits she wouldn't voluntarily jump out of a moving aircraft from 12,000 feet in the air. The challenge initially came down to a coin toss at a workplace, and Wilkins didn't expect to be in the losing position. The fundraiser is a new one for the Otago and Southland Cancer Society, which has found it tougher raising money in recent years due to COVID-19. This campaign has raised the division just over $50,000 so far, with more than 40 jumpers across the region over the month. The Dunedin radio team were keen to get on board with the cause, which is a way of getting creative with fundraising. Wilkins had the personal goal of raising $1,000, a milestone she reached in a matter of days. All the money raised will go towards people in the community who are affected by cancer. Queenstown-based company Enzone guided Wilkins through the scary freefall, but she says it wasn't what she expected.
Insane. Actually, to put it into words is crazy because I still haven't got my breath back yet, but that exceeded all expectations, I think. All the fear went out the window as soon as the parachute went up. It's the free fall.
After the thrilling leap of faith, Wilkins reckons she'd do it again and recommended the skydive as a good challenge. Nationwide, the Jump for Cancer campaign has already raised more than $150,000, with over 230 jumpers across the country tackling the challenge, which runs until the end of May. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Well, a group of Gore school pupils recently got the chance to tackle an obstacle that wasn't a maths problem. Pupils from East Gore School bounced their way through an assortment of inflatable slides, tunnels and hurdles as part of a charity event.
Crawling through an inflatable tunnel isn't the usual start to a school day. But for these East Gore School pupils, racing local police through a giant inflatable course was the perfect way to spend their morning. The size of the giant obstacle course dominated the Gore Town and Country Club, measuring 33 metres long.
It was huge, wasn't it? Yeah, I was quite amazed when we rolled it all out and put it up, and I dare say people will see that in the photos, but you've actually got to see it to believe it.
The event was organised by the Gore Blue Lights charity and Go Bus as a way of helping develop the relationship between the community and police.
Blue Light obviously is right throughout New Zealand, and it's about doing programs with kids that are free from alcohol, free from drugs and free from family harm, and also they get to see police in a different light.
But after a day of fun, it's time for the heavy job of putting the obstacle course away.
Really good, there's been very little injuries, which is really good. The course itself, when it's deflated and rolled up, it's 500 kg, so now it's time to pack it up, unfortunately.
The obstacle course now returns to the North Island, but the success of the Gore event should ensure it makes a return to the South in the future. In Gore, the South Today.
Whai Yakane. After the break on the South Today, 200 motocross riders tested their dirt flying skills on Central Otago terrain at the weekend. And with frosts on the way for the south, we'll check in on the weather.
drop when you.
OMG, John's done it again. Whatever you need, John's got it in stock, ready to go. Plus, right now, get 36 months interest-free.
And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Tanakwe, welcome back. Motocross riders descended on Central Otago this weekend to rev their engines and let dirt fly. The annual King of Central MX event attracted more than 200 riders from across the South Island, ready to test their skills on the Central Otago terrain.
Kicking up a dust cloud as part of the motocross experience. About 240 motocross riders let loose at the weekend as part of the King of Central MX event. Experienced riders and others newer to the sport tested their skills in the tight turns of the Cromwell motocross track. The riders returning each year for one simple reason.
Adrenaline. Everyone loves the adrenaline, sitting on a start gate, loud noise all around you, and that's what keeps everyone coming back, I think.
The event's organised by the Central Otago Motorcycle Club, allowing riders to compete in classes from 85cc through to 450cc. What keeps the engine running for this event, though, is the wide pool of volunteers.
We have a wide range of volunteers, from young people right up to members that have been in a long time, and even people that still don't ride but have kids that are participating, or people that just want to help. And everyone puts in a big effort, and none of the events or the track being maintained here in general would happen without each and every person.
The motocross riders will be back again for more next year, just in time for the dust cloud to settle. In Cromwell, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. An excavator is removing decade-old rubble from the Christchurch Cathedral, but its operator won't be found inside the cab. The government's Māori caucus has made a day-long visit to Dunedin and has revealed what's in store for the health sector around whānau resilience. And winter ski workers will have a new place to rest their heads as work begins to revive a backpackers hostel with beds for more than 200 people. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. And we're welcomed by the Deputy Editor, Craig Page. Kia ora, good evening. What can we expect in the paper tomorrow?
We're reading tomorrow. In fact, I probably haven't got time to tell you all about it. But yeah, there's plans to improve cycle links in the university campus and the rest of the city. The DCC's talking about a new cycleway through Albany Street.
Yes, okay.
Which will improve a link from the city out to the harbour area as well. So talking about $2 million worth, but it will come at the cost of a loss of about 25 car parks, which will fire people up. So
yes, it will.
It's a bit of a banned word.
What else have you got there?
We've also got plenty on the Highlanders as well. Looking ahead to this weekend's game, we catch up with one of the quiet achievers, Daniel Leonard Brown. He's playing his 100th game for the Highlanders against the Rebels on Sunday. So
big achievement.
Remarkable achievement for him. Also a racing special as well, big racing event at Wingatui this weekend. We've got full fields in tomorrow's paper, so keep an eye out for those as well.
Thank you for sharing with us this evening, Craig.
Thank you.
And now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, enjoy the fine clear days with us now, because next week is looking much more unsettled as autumn draws to a close and winter lurks around the corner. Starting at the top of the island, Nelson can expect a few showers and 11, Greymouth a few clouds and a high of 14, Christchurch sunny with a few clouds and a high of 9 degrees. Moving south now, 11 degrees for all of our southern towns with moderate southwesterlies and clear skies for Balclutha, Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore. Across to the central region, the spat of, 11-degree highs that continues in this area too, with Alexandra, Queenstown, Wanaka and Te Anau all heading for legs 11 under mostly clear skies. Up to the northern towns on the coast, Timaru heads for 12, Oamaru 11, sun's out inland for Omarama and Twizel, a high of 12 degrees with light southwesterlies for both. Dunedin looks cloudy tonight with a low of 6 degrees, cloudy again tomorrow with winds easing during the day up to 11 and down to -1. Friday fine and sunny with some changeable winds up to 13 and down to 0. And in Invercargill, cloudy tonight, down to just 1 degree. Fine and sunny tomorrow morning with cold southwesterlies. Then they're dying out. Frosty tomorrow night, a high of 11 and down to -2 degrees. Friday looks funny, okay. Fine and sunny with light winds and milder temperatures. 13 the high and down to 1 degree. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te po, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.